What's up, everybody? So today, my order from aquariumplants.com finally came. Uh, I'll open that up, videotaping it. But first, or at least once I get all the plants out, make sure everything's there, I'm gonna have to do a water change because sudden hair algae outbreak came out. So I'm just gonna siphon that out real quick before I put any more plants in there. And then, of course, the plants will combat the algae. That's because there aren't really that many plants for the amount of nutrients in this tank right now. Also, right now, this filter, sorry it's upside down, but I'm not sure if you can see that, but it doesn't have a bottom or a strainer, so I'm going to get a surface skimmer slash regular underwater strainer for that filter, and I'm not sure. I think I'll put it like right there. I mean that back glass, but this tank's looking nice. Other than besides the algae, haven't had any problem with snails or anything. Let's check the temperature. Temperature is 78.6 degrees Fahrenheit, 25.9 degrees Celsius. Gotta like the electronic thermostats. So I'm gonna do a water change, maybe 3 or 4 gallons. Get as much algae out as I can. Then videotape taking out the plants. So be right back. Alright, so take out a lot less than I had intended. Turns out I didn't really need that much water to suck up all the algae. Just remembered I need some scissors to cut off some bad leaves. Get the tank all ready for the newcomers. But before I go get the scissors, let's check out these plants. I ordered 3 or 4 pots of dwarf baby tears. Let's see, it's right here. This, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Hygrophila pina tifida, whatever. Pretty rare plant for the Americas. Usually you can only find it for like $10, $20 a stem, and you have to go to like hobby or conventions and aquabid, stuff like that. Lots of Rotala indica, or Rotala refundula, whatever. 4 pots of dwarf baby tears, also known as HC. 2 pots of Kryptonine Wendyte red, which is pretty close relative to these green plants, but I didn't have enough, obviously, and just wanted to give it a little boost. And 1 pot of dwarf hairgrass, just to fill in any spots. Let's open this up. Well, first of all, I gotta decide which side I'm gonna put the Rotala on. I still haven't decided which corner. I think it's gonna be this side, because this side's gonna be with the dwarf baby tears, and Rotala would contrast with that nicely. So Rotala's going over here, Hygrophila going over here. I'll go get some planting stuff, a towel. I got a towel right there. Go get some scissors and stuff, and be right back. guys. So it'll be a while till this tank clears up, but it's already looking really nice. To bring my dad in here, see what he comments he had to say. First thing he said was it's a jungle, and I just realized that it is a jungle. But jungle in a good way because it's nice, dense, and uh, I think I'll narrowed it down to either a Agazi or the Peacock Gudgeon Gobies. The Agazi would be a nice contrast with the Rotala, and the Peacock Gudgeons would just be a nice addition to this tank. But definitely Danio Margaritius, the Celestial Pearl Danio, most definitely gonna be in here. Be in here. May even breed if I do water changes and everything. There's another secret. If you want your fish to breed, you're gonna need to do water changes much more often than your regular schedule. Regular schedule is once a month. Do them once a week for a week or two. Then do it once every 5 days if you have the time, or just do one big water change one day and they might spawn. That's what happened with my Peacock Gudgeons. Gonna try that again. So I think I decided on Peacock Gudgeon Gobies. If anybody knows where Rotala indica, Rotala refrundula is originally from, please tell me. I need to tell. I know Crips and this Hygrophila are from Southeast Asia. The swords, obviously, from Amazon sword. I think I might take them out. Probably not, just because they're there, and I don't want to really mess with this tank right now. But if you guys know where Rotala's from, definitely tell me, and Baby Tears. But I think it might. I'm definitely going with the Peacock Gudgeons now, because now that I see how dense it is, I could get 6 in here, no problem. Have them breed, maybe a problem, probably not a problem. But this tank is looking real nice. I'm gonna go get some Amaro water so I can start this filter, and hopefully it'll clear up real quick so I can see what show you what it looks like by tomorrow, probably the end of tomorrow. Hopefully. Also, I've got some floating baby tears in here. Let me find some. Oh, all the way over here, and I still can't find them. There, right there, some floating baby tears. But as I said before, maybe you didn't hear me, but this Hygrophila looked really nice from above. One of these stems had some snail eggs on it. I don't think they survive, and even if they do, I don't really care. Because at this point, the snails would not really matter. Fish are smart enough. Guarding fish are smart enough to take the snails and just plop them outside their cave. If you have snails and you have dwarf cichlids that are breeding, or peacock gudgeons, not peacock gudgeons, but freshwater gobies, gudgeon gobies, definitely watch them just like pick up the snails and just carry them to the other side of the tank and just plop them down. It's pretty funny. So yeah, I'll go get some more water, fill this tank back up. Alright guys, so fill the tank up to the brim with RO water. There's some floating baby tears just drifting in the current. This hair grass is kind of ruined. I just realized how badly affected it was by that algae outbreak. I'm sure it can bounce back with the help of its new friends. Yeah, this tank looks great. Rotala could have been taller. Or at least most of it could have been taller. But otherwise, it was pretty good. Actually, kind of looks actually kind of looks nice better. Short. Whatever. But hope this hair grass can bounce back. Over here, I couldn't have been happier with the way the hygrophila turned out. I mean, I just planted it and everything, but it already looks really nice. If you look at it closely, it kind of looks like a oak leaf, which kind of looks nice. But definitely a great looking plant. And if you look at it from this standpoint, it looks pretty dense. But if you look at it from the stems, pretty not dense, I guess. Yeah. This would be a nice place for some fish to spawn. I have it back here. Would be a nice place for some fish to spawn. Just inside those plants in general. Underneath that piece of driftwood. Let me see if I can show you from above. Right in there would be a nice place for fish to breed. Back there. So obviously this place is filled with a nice breeding habitats. I'm thinking about getting a black or white background. I think black would be better because of the contrast. But another thing, black or white, which color? I'll have a list at the end. You guys can choose from for color, fish, plants. I mean, not plants. I mean, look at this tank. I've got enough plants. I actually, if you didn't hear me say the first 5 times, I ran out of space in this tank a while ago for plants. I mean, planted like half the rotala, all the hygrophila, both the crypts. Even before I finished planting the baby tears, I realized I had a lot less space than I thought I would have. And then once I started planting the rotala, I got halfway through that, I realized I had like no space left, and I just started planting every plantable spot. So this tank looks nice, and I just realized there's some kind of weird echo in my room. Kind of a robotic, metallic kind of thing. I'm not sure you can hear it from the camera, but it's kind of weird. So yeah, this tank looks better than it did before, because there's no algae. I mean, there's still algae, but it doesn't look as bad. Whatever. I'll talk about one last thing before I finally go to the distance signing out. If you have a 20 long, actually any tank in general, any tank, yeah. Once you get the light that's meant for this tank, might just be this kit in particular, but before the kit that this light came with, it actually didn't fit. So like you had to use the cover that they gave you. It didn't fit on top, like from this little edge right there. So you actually had to use the little top, and I hated the look of that. It just ruined in my opinion, the kits, the top of the kits just ruined look at the tank. But sorry, I had the hiccups earlier, and apparently they're back. But I put this light right in front, so it kind of looks like it's closing off the tank. So I don't have any open stuff. And then of course, if I need to add dosage, I've got nice open water back here. If I just need to look at the tanks from another angle, if I don't know, anything, water change, when I'm just changing the water, not actually doing anything else. It's a nice open space. And final thing, I took some of the baby tears, extra baby tears that I had, planted it right here. Let me pick it up real quick. Right in this little place, in the Aqueon filters, Aqueon Whisper filters, quiet filters, whatever they're called. But come with the kits, and this is meant for a 10-gallon tank, but it'll be fine just because the motor, even though I've had this filter for like I don't know, maybe even 5 years now. The motor's still really powerful, pumping a lot of water through, and the plants help. The plants are in this tank are obviously the biggest filters, but just need a little extra water flow and stuff. This is why the filter's there. It's got some carbon to absorb any other stuff. Hopefully this baby tears can be grown immersed, just to let you know. So like if you have a paludarium, whatever how you pronounce it, you can use baby tears in that. So I'm just gonna see if it'll root in this, add some extra fertilization, filtration for the tank, give it some more surface area, I guess you could say. Looks kind of nice. Hopefully it'll grow in. Yeah. So I guess the next step for this tank is CO2. There's another thing I need you guys. The advice of my viewers. I'll just say that. What CO2, pressurized CO2 system do you like most for your smaller tank? 15 gallons to 30 gallons. What's your favorite pressurized CO2 unit? Or if you have some other means of getting CO2 into your tank, what is it? Other than XL, if you use XL, it definitely counts as a way to get carbon in your tank. I wouldn't really count it as a way to get CO2. Carbon is nice in your tank, like biocarbon is really good for your tank and really good for your plants, but doesn't really help in my opinion. Pure CO2 being diffused into the water, much better option. Can get a little costly, but I think I'm willing for a better pressurized CO2 system. Or if you use the CO2 carbon system, such as the Life or New Life or CO2 Life or whatever it is, it uses a carbon block to generate CO2 and diffuse it into the water. And people say they aren't good just because the technology isn't really needs to be improved before people can really start using it well, and it doesn't really help. So I think I'm gonna go for pressurized CO2. But tell me what you think is the best way to get CO2 into your tank. Thanks, and see you later. Alright guys, so the tank finally cleared up, and cleared up a lot faster than it had in the past, but tanks look really nice. The little bunches of rotala everywhere, and then the rare Hygrophila really does look nice with the rotala, and this tank really good. Aquarium plants, if you haven't been able to tell by now, the rotala is really red, which means they're probably taking really good care of them where they're being grown, which is a good sign. Dwarf baby tears has practically no dead leaves. I couldn't find any. Okay, I found a few, but not many for all that dwarf baby tears. Still, I'm kind of amazed by how densely these Hygrophila can grow, even from a few stems. Turn off this. Give you a top view for a second. And
honey ain't sweet like sugar, ain't shit sweet. Niggas on the street like hookers, I tongue kiss her other tongue. Ski, 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 water gun. Oh my god, Becky, look at her butt, don't she? Now she want a photo, you already know though. Yeah. You only live once, that's the motto, nigga, YOLO. And we bout it every day, every day, every day. Like we sitting on the bench.